Is it time?
Indeed.
I'll go reset the counter.
To my partner in deception, Reginald. Thank you for your considerations entailing the explosive synergies with Fighting Lion and Sentinel. I shall abstain my dialogue with the Crucible riffraff, but we may have yet another problem. While I was being a shotgun and hand cannon user's sleep paralysis demon, I got an anonymous message from our poor friend Zer. In summation, it detailed that he is carrying 2 exotics that can constitute a build that somehow engenders more emotional discomfort and visceral disdain than that leaked picture of your wife from 2 years ago. Ugh. Indeed, using the ever game-breaking Telesto with the correct setup of mods and armors will allow what this peer-reviewed study right here describes as, Dear God, get it off. Oh, sweet merciful Lord in heaven above, get these off of me. Please, someone, anyone, save me from this cruel, twisted fate I have found myself in. End me now, please, I beg you. Please end me, please. So, my pube-faced companion, it is safe to say that with this level of hilarious torture, it must be kept secret from the scrying eyes of the public. If even a single aspect of this build were to be leaked, it would be utter turmoil. Wait, hold on. I'm getting another anonymous message.
I need to talk to you about these balls. This video is brought to you by Manscaped.com, the global brand for men's grooming and hygiene products. To the 97% of guys who watch my content, have you ever had a pair of balls that you need to carefully clean? I know every time I wake up, I'm reminded of how unsightly my balls are. But trust me, fellas, you need the right tools for the job. This is Manscaped's 4th generation electric waterproof trimmer with advanced skin-safe technology, which reduces nicks and cuts in the most sensitive regions of the body. If you're ever needing to trim a pair of 2 balls while scuba diving, Manscaped's got you covered because this tool is cordless and waterproof, so you can take it anywhere. That means the bedroom, the bathroom, the kitchen, the beach, the bank, and even outer space. If you're in a situation of needing to carry your 2 balls and your trimmer, for a limited time you get all of this, plus 2 free gifts, the Shed travel bag and the Manscaped anti-chafing boxer briefs. Go to manscaped.com today and get 20% off plus free international shipping, plus 2 free gifts when you use promo code TDT20 at checkout. That's code TDT20. Thank you, Manscaped, for sponsoring this video.
Well, I don't know where the hell that came from, but hey, you can finally execute the pathetic excuse for facial hair. While the common Crucible mold is busy having a 4-stage emotional breakdown over the coming nerfs to shotguns, fusion rifles, stompies, scavengers, and their egos, I have been researching ways to effectively double the special ammo reserves for the coming nerfs. This feat is accomplished by simply making my abilities into a weapon of their own. But I shall divulge each component step by step, so unless you are too busy being a disappointment, you will be able to piece together this loadout for yourself. The keystone of this build is the Telesto. Bungie has tried many a times to shelf its eldritch deity levels of game-breaking buffoonery, and yet as soon as it was bequeathed to our misfortunate weed-eater-faced black market dealers, the entire infrastructure of Destiny came to a grinding halt. While it only lasted for an hour or 2, it was clear that Telesto was leaving us a message. It was angry. It knew what our friends at Bungie had planned to do with its abusive special ammo. Clearly, this outburst was it gathering its strength and warning us of the things to come. To this end, Reginald, this build is both a lethal composition for causing your enemies emotional damage, but also an appeasement to the wrathful god that is this gun. You'll need to understand what this sentient glitch is capable of before you attempt to wield it. If you immediately seek to master it without proper respect or reverence, then the Telesto will leave you to die as the heretic you are. Its primary feature is its bolts, which, much like the bank account of the average Belle Delphine stan, sticks to deplorables and embarrassing examples of humanity before detonating. This pause before detonation has an interesting and unintended trade-off. While you are indeed capable of killing targets like any other weapon, the delay will effectively increase the required time from charge up to impact before your calamitous target is disassembled molecularly. If the poor lost souls of Crucible mainstays come inquiring after your eclectic selection of artillery, use that sharp tongue of yours to draw heavy attention to this delay. you will hopefully dissuade any further questions as to my creation. But this delay comes with the added benefit of immediately enrolling you into bullet-based insurance policy. These bolts will stay in place and wait for enemies to come near itself, like a spider in a web, for 5 seconds before manually detonating. And if you're keeping score, Reginald, that is a whole 3 seconds longer than what your wife shared with me your stamina subsists of. This period of time allows your enemy to bless you with a kill from their frontal cortex disengaging and walking into your happy little accidents. When these accidents inevitably occur, I recommend a simple blaming of the ever-inconsistent Bungie netcode, rather than the truths of this weapon's arbitrarily increased accuracy. Because these bolts are technically self-contained explosions rather than the typical plasma fire, the benevolent and merciful Telesto effectively has infinite range. Indeed, this range and its delay on kills manifests the Telesto to act more akin to that of a high-impact fusion than that of a precision frame one. The arm of the almighty Telesto is long, but you must still pray that your RNG and recoil control is good enough to procure these cross-mapping kills. Pre-charging in close-range spaces is more important with this fusion than any other. But even with the most mediated of shots, you are still likely to tie with other fusion rifles. Don't fear the prospect of placing your happy little accidents in hallways and doors, and demanding combat with the low-brained peasants on the other side. From all of these details, the eyes of the Crucible confidants must have seen. So you must make illusions about this weapon's efficacy. Never let them know about how audacious the reach of this weapon can truly be. But now, of course, that preschool-age detention span must be begging me for the secrets of these one-shot magnetic grenades. And truly, if you had spent more time awake in your math classes, you would have deduced that this increase in power is sourced from the VERITY'S brow. While this thrall buttocks is crowned upon your Voidwalker's unfortunate muzzle, any kills you get with weapons that match with your subclass damage type grants an increase in grenade recharge and 20% increased grenade damage. This by itself is enjoyable, much like our time watching reruns of teabaggers getting stuffed, but it's not enough to net you enough damage to make it lethal. But that is easily remedied by equipping the fragment Echo of Undermining. With this mod and VERITY'S brow in combination with a singular kill from your Telesto will allow you to effectively double your special ammo, assuming you can find a target within the 10 seconds of the VERITY'S buff. Of course, this will inevitably attract unwanted attention to us. To the paparazzi of hate mail and loadout inspectors, it may be best that you dissuade them by claiming that they were simply damaged by another one of your allies, and not at all that you were simply selecting Control-Alt-Delete with a single grenade. To best maximize your time ruining the joy of others, a simple grenade-focused setup with a stasis gauntlet and grenade kickstart, a high discipline stat, and a bomber mod on your Warlock bond will ensure that no controller or keyboard is left unsmashed. For the remainder of your aspects and fragments, it is purely at your discretion. But truly, Reginald, it would be both a pity, a crime, and a shame not to use the Child of the Old God and Devourer aspect. Both of these grant us increased grenade recharge when active, as well as increased survivability. Yet still, if you find yourself in the unfortunate position of requiring primary ammo, might I suggest the speed and dexterity-focused Peace of Mind? The perpetual motion, in tandem with the moving target and sprint grip mod, makes the weapon as spry and as quick as the two of us were in our youths, and just as lethal and deadly, too. If you are in the fortuitous position of having the power of choice, you may be interested in securing a weapon with Adrenaline Junkie, or better still, Demolitionist. Regardless of your decision, it is of utmost importance that this letter never falls into the hands of the public. Make sure you do everything in your power to prevent them from liking, sharing, or subscribing to your letters, because if they saw what secrets we hold, we may not hold our position at Bungie anymore. Warm regards, Archibald Multitool the 7th.